What is going on, Jets Nation? My name is Richie here at Jets Media, and in this video, I want to break down Jordan Travis, and does he have an opportunity to be the future quarterback one for the New York Jets? The New York Jets drafted Jordan Travis in the 2024 class, and if you guys have been consistently watching my YouTube channel heading into this year's draft, you know that I absolutely wanted the Jets to draft Jordan Travis, and the fact that they actually did, I'm giddy, and I had to make this video. We're going to break down every single draft prospect that the New York Jets brought in the draft, but I had to start it off with Jordan Travis because I'm super excited about the potential and the idea of Jordan Travis learning behind Aaron Rodgers and Tyrod Taylor for the long term. Now, is it 100% guaranteed that he is the future quarterback one? No, absolutely not, but I personally think there is a high chance of that happening, and the New York Jets were very smart to be aggressive in the 5th round, trading up and making sure they land him at pick 171. And in this video, we're going to break down some of his film, break down some highlights, and go over his stats, his strengths, his weaknesses, and why I personally believe that Jordan Travis is in an absolutely fantastic situation to develop for the long term with this Jets football team. I'm really excited to get into this video, folks. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe here on Jets Media and hit the like button if you enjoy this video. More importantly, I would love to hear your guys' thoughts in the comment section. What do you feel like about Jordan Travis as a prospect coming out of FSU and his overall ability to develop and learn behind Aaron Rodgers and Tyrod Taylor? Let me know your thoughts of Jordan Travis as a prospect and your excitement or maybe some disappointment, because I'm sure there's some people that may be like, I'm not really a big Jordan Travis fan. I don't see the hype. So let me know where you stand on Jordan Travis in the comment section down below. So let's get straight into business. Now, Jordan Travis, the reason why I personally wanted the Jets to draft him personally is because I knew the Jets were not going to be drafting a quarterback early in the 1st or 2nd round or even day 2, right? All 6 quarterbacks that went in the 1st round, Bo Nix, Michael Penix, and all those boys, J.J. McCarthy, I never had the Jets drafting him. But I knew the Jets, at least I would hope, would be aggressive in getting a quarterback in day number 3. Now, some people would be like, Richie, why do the Jets need a quarterback? Aaron Rodgers and Tyrod Taylor. I'm someone that looks into the future. I want to take advantage of Aaron Rodgers being on this roster, not only to go all in to win this season and the next season, but I want Aaron Rodgers to have somebody on this roster to help learn, to help teach, okay? And I feel like Jordan Travis is a perfect piece to the puzzle because Jordan Travis, as you guys all know, he suffered a season-ending leg injury when FSU was on their way to the college playoffs, and it was a devastating injury for college football. He was on a tear. He was leading that football team, and unfortunately, that injury made him miss out on all the pre-draft stuff. Wasn't at the combine, didn't able to do a pro day, didn't get to see Jordan Travis in pre-draft, which really made his draft stock plummet, which is why the Jets were aggressive to get him. And the cool thing about this situation for Jordan Travis, in comparison to other Jets draft picks at the quarterback spot, Sam Darnold, the Jets threw him out there week 1. You're our guy. Zach Wilson threw him out week 1 as a rookie. You're our guy. Jordan Travis, that's not going to be the case. They're going to be sitting him and learning behind Aaron Rodgers. And the cool thing about this is Rodgers has experience with Jordan Love. The Packers drafted Jordan Love in the 1st round. He sits for 3 years. Rodgers comes to the Jets. Now you see what Jordan Love did in his 1st season starting with Green Bay. So I think that Aaron, having experience teaching a young quarterback with Jordan Love, I like that the Jets brought in Jordan Travis. Now, what are some things I personally love the most about Jordan Travis that I feel like will translate into the NFL? So before we get into his strengths and his weaknesses, I kind of want to go over some of his numbers that jumped out to me in particular. So in 2021, Jordan Travis, he had a 62.9 completion percentage, 1,539 yards, 15 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. And then in 2022, a 64 completion percentage, 3,214 yards, passing, 25 passing touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and a rating of 160.1. And then 2023, before the season got cut short, 63.9 completion percentage, basically 64, just like the year prior, 2,756 yards, 20 touchdowns to 2 interceptions. So the big thing that jumped out to me is his touchdown to interception ratio is excellent, okay? He does not turn the ball over a lot, and you want to see that from a college football player because when you're a quarterback and you have that turnover-prone feeling where you don't protect the ball in college, it sometimes translates into the NFL. He's a very smart passer. He does not be too aggressive and force things into tight windows, and he throws the ball out of bounds at times, and I absolutely love that. He has a high touchdown to interception ratio. And in terms of his rushing and his mobility, I mean, this guy in 2021, 530 rushing yards, 7 touchdowns. 2022, 717 yards, 7 rushing touchdowns. 2023, another 7 rushing touchdowns. So we were getting a mobility at that position, which the Jets have not had in quite some time. Now, getting into some of his strengths that really gets me the most excited about Jordan Travis is, number one, his football IQ is something that stands out to me, which is probably the most important quality that I look in a quarterback. Now, I'm going to keep referring back to Sam Darnold and Zach Wilson, just because us Jets fans know what it's like to draft a young quarterback and see their qualities. Now, the one thing that those two quarterbacks did not really have that I always mention that needs to get fixed when they drafted him was their mentality, was their ability to be a smart, knowledgeable football player. The Jets drafted Zach Wilson because of his physical ability. He has a unique arm talent, and obviously we all know Zach Wilson was not able to, take full advantage of that arm because he wasn't able to figure out the game mentally. And I think the game of football, from a quarterback standpoint, this is the most important, okay? You could talk about the legs, talk about the mobility, talk about the arm strength, talk about the accuracy all you want, but if you don't have a right head on your shoulders as a quarterback, you're not going to be a successful quarterback at the next level, in my opinion. So the main thing that I like about Jordan Travis is he seems to have a very high football IQ. He's a naturally born leader. He really galvanizes the locker room. People look up to him, and he doesn't feel forced as a leader, where previous quarterbacks on the Jets, it kind of felt like they didn't have that natural leader element to their game, and I feel like Jordan Travis has that, which is really, really awesome. And the fact that he's going to be sitting and learning behind Aaron and Tyrod, and he already has a high football IQ, because that's where he's going to take those mental reps. He's still recovering from his leg injury, so he might not even be practicing a lot in training camp this offseason, which is fine. Let him sit, let him take all the mental reps, let him watch and observe Aaron and Tyrod Taylor, and we'll get him onto the field next year if we have to, practicing. I'm not sure his current status of his injury. I don't know how soon he's going to be on the field practicing for the Jets, but there's no rush. He's not playing this year. We should not be expecting it. I don't even know if he's going to be playing in the preseason. So we shall see. Only time will tell about his injury. But my point is the fact that he can sit and have that mental fortitude to take mental reps with Aaron and Tyrod is huge. Now, getting into more of his physical abilities at the quarterback spot, his escapability. I mean, you see the highlights in the film right here in terms of his ability to just make people miss behind the line of scrimmage. When the pocket collapses, he can absolutely dance back there and just make plays. He looks like a modern day NFL quarterback. In today's league, you have to be able to make people miss behind the line of scrimmage, extend plays. And another thing I love about his game is not only is he able to extend those plays right behind the line of scrimmage and make something out of nothing, but he can absolutely throw dimes on the run. Okay, when you see Jordan Travis roll to his right and you see Keon Coleman or a playmaker at FSU, he finds him on the run. He's very accurate, and he has that quick release that I absolutely love. His arm strength is pretty adequate. I'm not going to say that's a huge, huge strength, but when it comes to his arm strength in the intermediate throws, he definitely can put some zip on that ball into tight windows, something I noticed. Another really good thing about his game that I personally love is his quick release, right? You see that fluid release with his arm. You got to be able to have a quick release, especially when he's moving around, right? When he's moving to his right, moving to his left, he can get rid of that ball very, very fast, and I think that's going to translate into the NFL. His mobility, of course, is a big, big plus. He can do the read options. He can make some plays with his legs. He can make people miss in the open field. He has a knack for getting in the end zone with his legs. Very, very fun stuff about Jordan Travis. And the cool thing about him is a big reason why he fell in the draft is because of his injury. If he didn't get hurt, I'm telling you guys, he would have went earlier in the draft. I'm not going to say he would have been a first or second round pick. I'm not sure, but I really feel like Jordan Travis is the perfect quarterback for a project type of guy for the New York Jets to bring in. Now, some of his weaknesses, because obviously he's not a perfect prospect, the number one thing is he's coming off a season-ending injury. That's something that needs to be talked about. Does he have injury concerns in the long term? And the injury that he had was severe, right? That's an injury that you really got to look at, and the Jets got to be smart in making sure he's 110% recovered before he gets onto the practice field. But in terms of his pocket awareness and pocket passing, I think that can definitely be improved. He's not the pure pocket passer like you'd want to see in the NFL, and I think that's something that you want to see Aaron Rodgers and Tyrod Taylor, help teach him, right? Because when it comes to a pocket passer in the NFL, are you able to do a 2-3 step drop back, plant your back foot, and fire it? Now, on film, you see the positives. He's able to do it, but there are some tendencies that he has to throw off his back foot, which will definitely not be a positive thing in the NFL. That's something he needs to work on in the next level. He has a tendency to throw off his back foot more often than not. And I feel like that's something that is very common in young quarterbacks. And the more that you learn and more that you have experience at the next level, the more that tendency of throwing off your back foot goes away. Like, for example, Sam Darnold, that was his biggest thing. His footwork was sloppy. He would throw off his back foot too often. He would be a turnover machine. And Jordan Travis isn't a turnover machine, right? If he throws off his back foot, it's more just inaccurate balls. He does not have a lot of interceptions in college, but I feel like in terms of his lower half and his footwork, that could definitely get cleaned up. And I feel like the 2 years or 3 years he's sitting and learning, that's the main thing the Jets are going to focus in on, his lower half, his footwork, and his mechanics. Another thing that I can definitely see improve in Jordan Travis's game is going through his reads and progressions, and that kind of correlates to his pocket awareness and being a pure pocket passer. When you drop back and you go through your reads, you know where your number one is, number two, you know where your check down is. Can you process the game quickly? I think that could definitely elevate with time. I'm not saying that's a huge weakness because that correlates with his football IQ. He has a natural ability to go through his progressions, but that's something I can definitely see improve in his game. And then when it comes to his accuracy, he does have really good accuracy. Sometimes you can see some, he takes the ball and doesn't throw it as fast or with as much velocity as you'd like. But I feel like that's going to come with time, and the New York Jets are going to be very happy about Jordan Travis. And then the final thing I'll say about Jordan Travis that I personally love the most is his character, is him as a human being, because I feel like a lot of times we always talk about these football players coming out of the draft as just football players. But I like to talk about these football players as human beings, as who are they off the field. And I think Jordan Travis is such a great person, right? He's a natural born winner, and I feel like the ability for him to go through the adversity that he's going through right now of going through that injury is only going to make his mental fortitude stronger, and he's a people's person. I feel like his teammates absolutely love him, and he's a guy that I feel like is just a natural good person. And I know that might sound crazy, like, oh, he's a good person. I mean, yeah, he better be a good person, but that's a really good thing. When you have a high character individual coming in here, Joe Douglas, when he had that draft call with Jordan Travis, when they drafted him, he said, I remember that conversation we had, and it really stuck with me. And that tells me all you need to know about his character, that Joe Douglas was impressed. He has a good head on his shoulders. He's very mature for his age. Absolutely love everything about Jordan Travis, as you guys know. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section about Jordan Travis. Here's my thoughts about him as a player for these New York Jets. Obviously, I'm excited about his ability to be potentially the future quarterback one for the New York Jets. No, I'm not saying it's 100% guaranteed, but I definitely feel like if the Jets do it properly, he sits and learns, and he could potentially get an opportunity to be a starter, or hey, maybe worst case scenario, he's the long-term backup for whoever our future quarterback is down the line, right? Doesn't have to be maybe the franchise quarterback. Maybe he's the future backup quarterback. That would still be a positive. I think that Jordan Travis has a real chance here. FSU fans love this kid, and they are very happy to see him coming to the Jets and sitting and learning behind Aaron Rodgers. So, folks, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Hit the like button if you enjoyed, and welcome to the Jets, Jordan Travis. Peace out, guys.